Hi everyone, hope you're having a good day. Today I want to talk to you about Site Manager, which is our software for builders, right? Developed by Levantar Solutions from Cochin. Let's start by talking about the problem that we are trying to solve. Right? And this is a problem that's very prevalent across the construction industry today. Generally, we can find that builders are not sure about the exact expenses, the incomes, or the profit and loss that they handle across different that they receive across different projects. Right? So it might be individual villa constructions, it might be villa projects, it might be a full-fledged apartment or even a township, right? But calculating the cost, the expense, the income to the last degree is a bit of a challenge, right? And I'll get to why it is so in a bit. So they're not able to manage in a very effective manner, in a very trackable manner, the daily works done, the purchases that have been made, the previous purchase cost, materials used, the quantities required for a specific manufacturing or construction across different sites. So what we found out is that close to 90% of builders in the construction industry currently face this issue. This, if you translate or consider across multiple sources or multiple projects, can actually result in losing lakhs of revenue, right? And when you try to quantify the effort that you have to track this productivity, you can lose up to 3 months of productivity per year, right? Which is huge in terms of revenue numbers. The major people who are being impacted by these problems are builders, definitely, because don't have an accurate track on the costings that they have, the expenses that they have, the exact ratio of profit and loss that they should have per project, be it apartments, be it villas, be it individual houses, and so on. Right? Even clients find difficulty in maintaining and tracking the exact expenses. Just take an example of your household expenses. You would definitely know where your major costs are within a small plus or minus ratio. You know where the major expenses are. You know where your incomes are coming in, right? But you try to translate that into a construction scenario when you're building your own house, right? You are not able to understand where majority of the cost has gone, what the cost is, if the cost for different products have increased. You're not able to find out how much work has been done accurately on a week on week or a day on day basis, right? And definitely for employees, because they bear the brunt of actually having to track, having to collate this information, and having to share it with their management as well as with their clients, right? Normally in the industry, what we have seen is that this problem or this challenge, to be exact, is being handled or tackled through Excel sheets, Google sheets, or just plain pen and paper, right? Now, these are metrics where we can keep a track of it as long as they're updated accurately, but it's very difficult to get into the minutiae of it, right? The minute details, the exact costings that's done, the exact profit and loss that's done, a comparison between multiple projects, right? So maybe if you're doing for a single house, an Excel sheet or Google sheet or pen and paper might work, but if you're trying to run a business, when you're trying to handle multiple projects, multiple apartments, right? This becomes a big challenge. And that's why we are talking about our solution today, right? And every builder is aware about these issues. They are facing it on a daily basis. And what we want to bring to you is a technology driven solution, a software driven solution, which can ensure that these details can be tracked to the last, as well as delivering productivity from tracking these numbers and making sure corrections can be made where required, and more efforts can be put in where it's needed. The solution that we are talking about is Site Manager, right? So, just an introduction about our company. Levantar was formed in 2017, as it's shown over here. We are a team of pretty experienced engineers as well as software developers, and currently we have clients all across India and abroad. Levantar is one of the application solutions that we have developed across various industries, right? So we provide an all-in-one solution that's basically cost-effective. We can customize it depending on the requirement of your firm, right? So we provide an end-to-end software application where you can track your costs, your profit and loss, your expenses. You can track project status and activities that have been done on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. All this can be generated in the form of a report, which you'll get at the end of the week or depending on when you require it, right? Some of our other functionalities that I want to talk about is just like I mentioned, is project wise monitoring, right? So as it's shown on the screen over there, the client is going to be able to monitor different projects at a very granular level. You can understand your expected cost, incomes, profit and loss, the materials consumed, the cost of the materials, usage of the materials, the works that have been done on a day-to-day, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and so on. Right? This also helps you come up with a project estimation, which is another module that we support. Project estimation and the budgeting module enables you to quickly estimate the financials of a project before committing to it. Right, utilize the data of your previous projects to get an estimation. You can have budget projections and so on. So this is also a module that we support. Now coming to work scheduling and tracking, and this becomes very critical because you are able to manage or track the amount of work that's been done on a regular basis, right? So normally how it happens is that you have a site manager who looks at all the activities on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis. They give you a report. It's normally verbal. They might send you pictures over a WhatsApp group, but what we are able to do over here is have a tracking system in the software where tasks can be specifically assigned to them, and where we can see if these tasks are being completed on time or not. Right? They can report back by attaching different file uploads, including uh, images, right, of the work that's been completed on a daily basis. This makes project monitoring and scheduling and tracking extremely helpful. Now coming to asset management. So in given the nature of construction, there are definitely a lot of assets that need to be required, right? It might be jackies, it might be your scaffolding items, it might be your electrical items, it can be motors, pumps, variety of different items that need to be there across different sites. Asset management helps you track where different assets have been deployed across projects, across sites, and keep a track of what item is at which location, right? And the same thing can be generated in a report format as well. Now coming to vendor management, right? This is a very critical area where normally there is a lot of cost associated with it, right? So you can track purchases from vendors and the payment details for each vendors separately. You can tag it to different client projects or different client allocations, right, where your projects are being run. And this helps you get an overall picture into what your previous costs were, what your current costs were, if there have been an increase in the pricing, right? And all this can be backed up with images of the bills, the orders released towards your vendors, and so on. So we also take care of vendor management into this platform. Now, moving ahead, you also have subcontractor management, which is again another critical functionality. Because normally you don't have, as a builder, you might not have the entire uh, team probably on your stuff, right? For instance, the electrical work could be subcontracted, the plumbing work could be subcontracted. For large apartments, the HVAC systems could be subcontracted. So being able to manage your subcontractors is also necessary, and this is something that we provide in our software application as well. So these are some of the factors that we wanted to talk about, right? And these are some of the critical challenges that we have seen that builders face nowadays. Now coming to the last two parts, one of it is definitely staff management and payroll, right? So currently you might have different applications in place to manage your staff in order to manage HR and so on. What we can provide is an end-to-end solution where even your payroll and staff management is taken care of through this application. It can be your weekly or daily labor payments. It can be your on staff engineers, your civil engineers, your site managers. Everybody can be taken care of through this application itself. And most definitely is client management. This software provides an access or a portal for clients to monitor the amount of work that's been done. And this is one of the most critical and important parts of the software that we can show to you, right? Because it develops a sense of trust with the client where they are able to independently log in to the software. They are able to see the work that's being committed, the work that's been performed, the work that's been achieved on a daily basis, as well as track the different amounts that have been paid to the builder, right? And they can have that visible in a single screen. They can, when they come over there to see the site, to see how the work is progressing, they can actually check with the commitments that the builder has done in the software, and then confirm if the same thing has been done on site as well. So this is a very important module that will actually help generate trust between the client as well as the builder. And so client management, we have kept it for the last because it's the most important, and we would like you to think of this. So this is basically the Levantar Solutions portfolio for site manager, right, which is for building and construction related clients that we're talking about. This we believe is something that's very critical for the industry, the construction industry, wherein which we provide a solution that can help the builders, that can help the employees, as well as your clients all in one shot. So, looking forward to hearing from you. If you have any further queries, please reach out to us on the mobile number or on the email that's given out over there. We'd be happy to have a call with you and take you through any further doubts and clarifications you have. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye.